Hello, Hannah Gibbons families. Thank you for joining us for our Transition to Hybrid Learning orientation today. We just want to take some time to welcome everyone back and let you know that this is going to be an informative session that's highlighting the safety protocols and procedures that you can expect for hybrid learning. We ask that all families keep their microphones muted, and this meeting is being recorded for families who cannot attend, and a copy of this recording will be placed on our website and also available in our family bulletin that goes out on a weekly basis. If you have any questions during the presentation, we kindly ask that you place them in the chat. And we also have a Google form that you can use to submit any questions that you may have after the presentation or during the presentation. If you are calling in, we ask that you email all questions to gregory.adkins, that's Gregory .adkins at clevelandmetroschools.org, and I will respond within 48 hours. Our priorities during this time is to continue to ensure that we're maintaining the health, safety, and well-being of our scholars and our staff. We want to exemplify excellence in learning and teaching and ensure that we are doing the best of our ability to ensure that learning is filled with joy and aligned to a coherent, unified core curriculum. For ELA, we use EL Education, and for math, we use Eureka Math. So we want to continue supporting our scholars, our staff, and our families as we are all working together to adapt to new methods and rhythms of learning and teaching, with the next being our transition to hybrid learning. We also want to ensure operational efficiency across our organization to encourage flexibility and financial health as well. We also have partnered with community organizations, and we've leveraged local assets to more fully and equitably support our scholars and their families. One example of that is through our learning pods. That information can be found on our district website, but also in our family newsletters as well. You can view more details about our health and safety protocols that we have in place at every school on our website at clevelandmetroschools.org/hybrid. As you are aware, we have 3 learning models that are in place and that we are beginning our transition into. Each family should have received a call from someone here at Hannah Gibbons. We have the hybrid, in-person, and remote. This is allowing students to go into school physically on a 2 or 4 day time frame. It's depending. Most students are 2 days. 4 days are for our special populations. We also have a remote only, which mirrors our current model, the one that we've been in since the start of the school year on September 8th. And then we have a virtual academy, which is an online only learning model for students who prefer independence from a structured schedule, and they have more flexibility to access pre-recorded lessons and teacher support when needed to complete those assignments. Again, all families have the opportunity to opt out of hybrid learning and select one of the other 2 models, the remote or the virtual academy. So families who want to remain in remote can do so by calling 216-838-3675, which is our Office of School Enrollment, and you can speak with an enrollment specialist. The deadline to opt out is March 19th. You may also use the link on our district's hybrid page to submit your request there as well. We are now currently in phase 1. This is a 3-pronged approach, or a 3-phase approach to phasing our students into the hybrid model. Beginning this week, our students in phase 1 include our K-8 cross-categorical single classroom, which is students who are in Ms. Hondlick's class all day. We have our K-8 intensive behavior intervention classroom, so students who are in Ms. Spooner's classroom at Hannah Gibbons. And we have our K-12 low incidence classrooms and medically fragile classrooms. These are students who are in Ms. Mabry, Ms. Goodwater, or Ms. Landers classrooms. All of those students are considered to be phase 1 and will also continue to come to school 4 days a week, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, with the first day of in-person instruction occurring this week. Beginning the week of March 15th, all of the students listed here under phase 2 are our pre-K students and our students in grades K to 2. Phase 3 begins the week of March 22nd, and all of those groups listed in phases 1 and 2 will be at school, as well as our students in grades 3 through 8. Important contacts that you need if you don't already have them. Principal Atkins, which is myself. I can be reached via email at gregory.atkins@clevelandmetroschools.org or via our office phone number at 216-838-0750. Assistant Principal Simmons can be reached at 216-272-7808 or via our office phone number. And our Family Support Specialist, Mrs. Price, can be reached at 216-538-7386. Other important phone numbers are listed here on this slide. These numbers are also all included in our weekly family bulletins as well. Includes rapid response hotline for social and emotional supports. Most importantly, our IT computer support for all of your computer needs at 216-838-0440. Multicultural, multilingual support, school choice and enrollment hotline, family and community enrollment hotline, family and community engagement, special education, Project ACT. All other district-related supports and community resources are also listed here on this slide. Again, this is also in our family support, our family newsletter. We're asking for all families to update their contact information. It's very important at this time that we have the most up-to-date information as we are constantly pushing out information to our families. Please update your contact information if it's changed or if we do not have the correct number or email address. We need to be able to communicate with you. We send out family newsletters almost on a weekly basis, where previously we only did it once a month. Now we are doing this almost on a weekly basis as well. You can contact the school directly to update your contact information. Effective March 8th, our school hours are 9:10 to 3:40. All of our virtual schedules have been updated to indicate this start time, and this has been communicated in our newsletters as well as through phone calls and text messages. In terms of visitation to schools, please note that we are still following strict guidelines. Visitors will need to complete a COVID-19 health screening and have their temperature checked prior to entering our main office. Visitors should social distance 6 feet. All visitors must wear a face mask, and if you don't have one, one will be provided to you. For the safety of everyone here at our school, parents, guardians, visitors, and volunteers are not allowed inside the building or classrooms during the school day, except for a scheduled appointment or a meal pickup. Our meal pickups occur at the back entrance by our cafeteria at Claire Air, 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 10:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. Again, this is not that we don't want to meet with you, but the goal here is to keep everyone safe. We need everyone, our staff, our students, and our families to work together to help keep our schools safe so we can stay open and students are continuing to learn. Our arrival and dismissal procedures are changing because we do need to do a staggered arrival and dismissal to ensure that we are not overcrowded in our hallways. Our arrival for bus riders, our bus riders will enter our, when I say bus riders, I mean our yellow school buses. They will enter our building at 8:50 at the main entrance. Every visitor, student, and staff member must enter our building through the main entrance. Our car riders, RTA riders, walkers, and daycares will enter at 9 o'clock a.m., but we are really encouraging our families to arrive as close to 9:10 as possible, so that way we are not clogged up in the hallways, as students will have to report directly to classrooms. Our dismissal will begin at 3:25 for walkers and RTA riders. All walkers and RTA riders will be dismissed from our building at 3:25, so we have a staggered dismissal. At 3:30, our car riders will head to their dismissal location. Our car riders will head to their dismissal location, and they'll be called one by one. We ask that families pull into the parking lot up to the main, right toward the main entrance. We will be using walkie-talkies to call families out one by one, and our students will exit the gym and come directly out to the car. We will try to move as quickly and efficiently as possible, as this is a new procedure, but it is our goal to maintain the 6 feet social distancing, and we don't want students crowding around waiting for rides. At 3:40, all of our yellow school buses will be loaded and students will exit our building. That also includes our daycare riders as well. When students are getting ready for school each day, parents and caregivers will need to check their students' health at home and just conduct a brief health screening. Students should stay home if they have any of the following symptoms: a fever of 100.4, cough, headache, new loss of taste or smell, a sore throat, congestion or runny nose, fatigue, nausea or vomiting, diarrhea, muscle or body aches. We will be adhering to these symptoms and be asking for children to be picked up if they come exhibiting any of these symptoms. We also ask that students wait 24 hours after the symptoms have subsided before they return to school. For example, if you have a child who is picked up because they have a fever of 100.4, they cannot return to school the next day until after that 12 o'clock window and the fever has subsided. Students will need to wear their clean cloth mask face covering to school and wear it throughout the day. We're going to provide cloth face masks for all students and face shields for students in pre-K, kindergarten, and some of our special population students. Additional face masks will be provided for students who need them. Students in grades 1 through 12 will be provided a computer backpack with their name on it and should bring their fully charged device with charger each day to school. We will still be using Schoology, Seesaw, and all of our online apps as we continue our hybrid learning. Please note that uniforms are not required. However, students must wear appropriate school clothing. This means students still cannot wear slides. They still should wear school-appropriate clothing. Our hybrid learning schedule: students, as I mentioned before, will be in school 2 or 4 days per week, depending on their assignment. If you're unsure of your child's assignment, please call the school directly, 216-838-0750. Most students will attend school, again, 2 days per week. Only preschool and special populations, which include students in Miss Goodwater, Miss Mabry, Miss Landers, Miss Spooner, and Miss Hondlick's class, will attend 4 days per week. Students will be in remote learning or independent study on the other days of the week. Wednesdays continue to be an asynchronous day. Students will have an increase in asynchronous days while we are phasing in, and the teachers will communicate those days. They also were communicated in our most recent family newsletter, which can also be found on our website if you have not had the opportunity to see it. You may request to change your child's assigned days by calling the Office of School Choice and Enrollment at 216-838-3675. Please note that when you are making a request for a change, that request is not automatically approved. You will be notified if the request is approved. There are a lot of other factors that have to be determined if your child can switch days, which includes the capacity of the classroom on those days, transportation, if you are qualified for transportation, and other factors as well. A sample schedule is included here. Much of what we've already talked about. Wednesdays continue to be an asynchronous day. Students' attendance does count for Wednesdays, so they do need to complete the assignments that's on Wednesdays. So again, students in those select self-contained classrooms with students with disabilities, again, Mabry, Goodwater, Landers, Spooner, and Hondlick will attend Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Those are the kids who spend their entire day with those teachers. Our pre-K will be 4 days a week. They do dismiss at 7th period, so preschool will get out at 2:52 p.m. each day. Students in cohort A for grades K to 8 will attend on Monday and Tuesday. This includes any students whose last name begins with A through LA. And cohort B is Thursday, Friday. That is any student with the last name beginning with LE through Z. CMSD continues to follow the recommendations of medical and health experts, including the Cleveland Department of Health and the CDC. Temperature checkpoints and hand sanitizing locations are in place at all school buildings. You can find them throughout our building. We encourage families to watch the school tour video of one of the sample schools that's set up. We have hand sanitizing locations in our hallways, outside of each of our restrooms. as well as in each classroom as well. Social distancing is defined as 6 feet between people will be maintained at all times. We have clear markings through our hallways and tape marks in the classroom where each desk is. Our capacity on our buses and in our classrooms is limited to ensure fewer students are using the space at the same time, which is why your child may have previously qualified for a bus, but now the distance for busing has been increased to 2 miles from the school. The caveat is if we are not your home school, you are always responsible for transportation of your child, unless they have special transportation accommodations as a result of a disability. Classrooms, other areas of the school, and buses will be cleaned and sanitized regularly between use. So, what can students expect in our hybrid environment? They can continue to expect high quality instruction that's aligned to our content, curriculum, and method of delivery. All students have one-to-one technology. Students in 1 through 12 will need to bring their devices fully charged with their chargers each day in their CMSD issued backpacks. Students in pre-K and K will have other devices here so they do not have to transport them back and forth. We will have pre-packaged meals to reduce food service lines in the building. Eating of breakfast and lunch will occur in classrooms to avoid large gatherings in our cafeteria. And we will have monitoring by a school nurse and our health aide when exhibiting symptoms until picked up from school. So we have access to a designated care clinic in our building where students who are exhibiting any symptoms will be until someone has arrived to pick them up. Again, students should stay home for a full 24 hours after the fever or symptoms have subsided. Access to a COVID-19 hotline for any questions or concerns that our parents, staff have you can call directly at 216-838-WELL or 216-838-9355. What can our families expect? As we've mentioned, social distancing when your child is on a school bus, in a classroom, during breakfast, lunch, recess, and other times in our school facilities. You can expect altered school and bus schedules due to decreased capacity. Again, the Monday, Tuesday, the 2 days in and 2 days out. Required face coverings for students and parents in accordance with our state and local guidance. Again, a limited number will be provided to each student on their first day in person, and parents, caregivers, visitors will be provided masks as needed. You can continue to expect two-way communication through the phone calls, through text messages, through virtual meetings such as this, and through email as well. We will also continue to send our newsletters. Right now, we're doing it weekly. That may decrease. At a minimum, it will occur monthly. We will still continue to update our district website, our school website, and our social media. On Facebook, Hannah Gibbons STEM School. On Twitter and Instagram, HGSTEM216. We'll continue our virtual family engagement activities. If you haven't attended one of our monthly parent nights, we encourage you to join our parent appreciation nights. You never know. There's oftentimes giveaways and prizes issued as we have some fun activities planned as well. We'll continue to push for our virtual parent advisory committees meetings. We will continue right now at this time with our virtual or phone parent and teacher conferences. So if you have a concern and you need to meet with the parent, or if you need to meet with the teacher, please note that those meetings will occur virtually or via the phone as well. You can call the school and our secretary, Benford, will email the teacher and let them know that you are seeking a conference. Again, you will have access to that COVID-19 hotline as well for any questions or concerns that are COVID related, 216-838-WELL. We have ordered the basic school supplies for your children when they come in person, such as writing utensils, paper and crayons or markers, glue, as well as scissors. At this time, you do not need to provide any school supplies, but please know donations are always welcome in the classroom. So how can you support your child's hybrid learning? We're asking parents to really get back into the routine of going back to school in person. And we're encouraging that you create a schedule, wake them up at a standard time, have them eat their breakfast, start prior to starting their school day, and stick with the schedule and make a commitment to stick with it. Again, school uniforms are not required, but children should wear school appropriate clothing during both hybrid and remote learning. So you should have your child getting up, getting ready, brushing their teeth, and getting dressed for school for the day because they will be in person or on camera and should be dressed appropriately. Again, structure and routine really is what's going to help your child from falling behind with their assignments as well. Continuing to check in to see what assignments are due in Schoology or Seesaw, speaking with your child as well. Continue to discuss your family schedule and identify the best times for learning and instruction. There might be a certain time that you're working on homework with your children as well. We're continuing to encourage families to do physical activities such as walks outside and things of that nature. We encourage each family to use a calendar or any type of other visuals to help you keep track of in-person and remote days, as well as deadlines for assignments as well. Social emotional wellness is crucial now more than ever. We're asking you to monitor your child for any behavior changes. Could be excessive crying or irritation, frustration. Maybe they're worried, they have increased anxiety, or they're sad. They're not eating, they're not sleeping well, they're having just really some difficulty with concentrating. Those are all signs that your child may be struggling with stress or anxiety. Please reach out to our family support specialist, Mrs. Price, at the number previously provided. It's also listed on our website. She can put you in contact with Ms. Kellum. She can put you in contact with our mental health providers, and she has other resources for families as well. So we encourage you to ask your child each day, how are you feeling? Communicate with them and let them know that something that they're maybe feeling is normal. Just try to identify opportunities for your child to be physically active during our virtual time, our hybrid time, and our at-home learning. So again, please always reach out to our school support staff and we will be able to help you as well. While students are returning back to school on a limited hybrid schedule, we will continue to always offer meals for our remote scholars, which is served out of our cafeteria doors at our Clear Air Road doors at the back of our building from 10:30 a.m. to 2 o'clock p.m. on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Transportation for our students in grades 6 through 8 is the RTA. Passes, they will receive 2 one-ride passes each day, and those will be provided to their classroom teacher to distribute each day that the student is present. We continue to have a plethora of supports and resources here at our school. We have Belfair Mental Health Services. We have services through Ms. Gibbons, our Project ACT family, our life skills coach. We have Say Yes Family Support Specialist, Mrs. Price, our monthly food bank drive-through distribution, and we are resuming our monthly hot meal distribution 3 times a month at this time. Please be sure to follow HGSTEM 216 on Instagram or read our family newsletters for updates on what dates those occur. If you have any questions, we ask that you use the Google form that's listed here. This will also be placed in our family newsletter as well. So if you're participating by phone, you can also email me directly at gregory.atkins@clevelandmetroschools.org. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing your scholars soon.